Okay, so we're going to start now by trying to take out this section. And what I need to do is get this cleaned up, which I've done a bit, and there'll be plug welds in, no, there'll be spot welds in fact, but I'll have to replace with plug. And I'm going to have to start by trying to get these out, so I need to identify them and then drill them out, and then I should be able to pull the metal off. So this side looks not too bad. I think this side, it must be these bits here that I need to get at, so there and there. I'm going to start underneath and see how we go, and once we've done that we'll take another look. Oh, we've done some cutting. I was going to leave what was here, but when it came to looking at it, well, there were huge amounts of welds which were just on metal, not even on a join, and it was covering up lots and lots of rust. And actually I couldn't actually get bits of the castle section off along here without going through it, so I'm going to go under the car now. So hopefully what we can, if I can get far enough back. This is very hard to do. Okay, so what have we got here? So we got this bit. Okay, so this here, so you can see the castle section where my finger is, and this is a strengthener piece, and as you come up you can see how it is rusting away, particularly up here. And then here we've got the actual outer sill, so this piece, which had been, well, metal overlaid on top of metal, rust on top of rust, and if we try to look inside, there up at the top of it we can see just how much rust is up there. So am I wondering if I should have actually just replaced it all? Well, yes, but I didn't do that. So here's what we're going to do. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We've got the castle section, which we talked about no end, so we won't talk about that any longer. Okay, then we got the strengthener piece here, and what we're going to do here is we're going to weld some metal, and I'll probably, rather than trying to butt joint it, I'm going to just do an overlap and a lap joint along there, and that's a strengthener unit which would come down to the length of this. Okay, and then on the sill here, we're going to fix in a piece that connects up here, goes along the bottom, and then creates a flange. We'll then connect the flange to the strengthening unit with plug welds, and then we'll go back to the castle section to fit that. So lots of cutting today, and we've still got to do more to clean it out. And then I've got to decide what I'm going to do with this little bit here, because we've got a hole up above, and this is done as a lap joint. And I mean, look at the welding, you know. So I mean, I know I'm not the greatest welder, but I don't know, maybe I'll just cut off this piece down at the bottom and fix a bit in there. But I was worried, what would I do? And actually I got loads to do here still. I was worried what I'd do before the castle section came. But there's plenty to do there. So that's what, and so with the lap joint, I'm trying to decide if I'll buy a tool so that I can actually fold one piece on top of the other so it looks straight, you know, so one piece is slightly bent, you know, as a lap. Anyway, we'll see. can't remember what it's called. All right, that's the update for today. And what is today? Today is Tuesday. I think it's the 19th of August. 19th or 20th, something like that. Okay, so we're gonna we'll cut out a patch there. That's where the rust was in the sill. So we're gonna try that. Gonna finish it off with. So I'm gonna weld that patch in as best I can. Grind it down, and then we will finish it off with fiberglass filler to get it smooth, get the contour right, and we'll use fiberglass filler here because if we've got any pinholes it will stop any water ingress through there. So that's the idea, and we're just doing that whilst I am waiting on a joggler which I've ordered so that I can deal with the strengthener piece underneath. So we'll give it a go. Okay, so here we have that patch welded in and ground down. It's flat around the edges, which is where I actually need it, and then it's a little bit inlaid there, which is okay. So with some filler, we'll flatten that out completely, hopefully, and paint it, and that'll look good. So yes, I'm okay with that. I'm going to have to do a slightly better job when I'm going forward at the back, but you know, with that big piece. But for this, yeah, that works. So we can move on. This next to it, though, is very thin, and I don't know if I should just take this out and put a new piece in. I think me saying that probably means I think I should, but it's cutting down here that worries me, and you know, I don't want to have to deal with this bend. I don't want to have to deal with this, but this is so thin down here and so badly done here and here, that I don't know if maybe I should. Anyway, we'll see about that tomorrow or the day after. For now, we're going to call that a good job done for today and move forward. Now, if my joggler hasn't arrived tomorrow morning, and I expect it'll be later, what I'm actually going to do, I think, is have a go at fixing the front wing where there's a bit of rust, so that I will be able to bolt it back on, and we'll be able to then test to see that that looks okay. So that's the plan for next, which will be tomorrow morning now. Okay, so I've been working down here today. This piece here is welded in place. About to do that one, and that is my strengthener board re-strengthened at that point. So with that in place, I should then be able to move on to the bottom of that inner sill, and I just have to decide if I want to cut out all of this here anyway. At the very least, cut this out and clean it up. What I might do is I might just I might try grinding it and see what it looks like. But first, and this I think is going to be several pieces along here because it's not very straight in terms of my cut. I need to think about how to do it. Well, I suppose if actually it's just straight across and then straight down, so it might be just a couple. Okay, so that's where we are. We're going to weld this one in place now, and then move on from there. And there we have the second piece in place, so that should be okay now, and I've just zinc primered it. So I'm going to give that half an hour have a coffee, and then I'm going to come back out and start on the next bit. And since I can't decide what I'm going to do at this end, well, actually no, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it out because I'm really unhappy with it now, so maybe we'll start at the end. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going to start, but next bit will be to start replacing some of this stuff here and get something else in there. So it's coming. Certainly doing more on there than I had expected to. I have ordered now my castle section, so that'll arrive sometime next week. So probably won't include it as part of this video. But we're almost there. And yeah, so what have we got? So front right, what have we still got to do? Well, we've got to do the castle section. We've got to do this lip here. We've got to replace this section. We've got to put filler in here, and we've got to do the bottom of the wing. Oh. Well, before we get to the wing, we've got to fix this somehow, which is going to be fun. And then we've got to fix the bottom of the wing down there. So quite a bit to go just for this front wing still. But we're doing all of that before we move on. And we're going to have a little think about what colour we want it all painted as well. So the original colour was pageant blue. And we've seen glimpses of that. Current colour is in theory black, with clearly this is a white panel, this has got grey primer on it, so it's a mishmash. Oh, the other bit I need to do is this. I'm not planning, I don't think, to try to weld here. I'm gonna use fiberglass filler, because underneath of course I've got materials and stuff, and I think trying to cut just this tiny section out and then weld in is going to be beyond my current skill set. I think this bit down here is going to test it beyond the limit. But yeah. So that's the current plan. First, a quick break. So just quick discussion on the colour. I'm not sure what to do. This is the original colour of the car, so MGB pageant blue, which I think is in keeping with the era and car, and it is a nice colour. And the alternative, well, an alternative, or its current colour, is black. Now I don't know what black. But I have some BMW jet black from the BMW. I'm painting that, so I could just go with that kind of BMW jet black. I could go back to the original colour, or I could do something different, like because I do like the green as well. So that would be a third colour on the car. Well, I'm not sure. Decisions. Need to decide what I'm going to go with before I purchase any paint, and I really want to paint off the panels as I'm going around, certainly the ones I'm taking off. Because that'll be easier. Oh well, we'll see. Okay, so it's Saturday, 22nd of August 2020, we're finished for the day, and we have gone along here to replace this piece in the end. I need to
grind it a little bit, but I cut along here. Like, I mean, see, this is the original metal under there, and this is just weld. Huge amount of weld that's there, so probably need to grind that down as well. But that's okay. I mean, everything it's a bit hot. Okay, so it's a bit hot down at the bottom, but this is now and secure. Okay. I had trouble with my spot welds, the plug welds along here on this one, so I went along the side. Plug welds held here, and for the most part they've held here as well, so I'm going to leave those as they are. So it's not perfect. Some bits were better than others, but it's sturdy, and I believe it's probably more watertight than it was before. So I now am waiting on the castle piece to come, and then I can finish this off. So in the meantime, I'm either going to do the door and have a look at that, or I'm going to have a go at this bit of frame here. So I'll have a go at this a bit. So I've been starting to build a template for it. So my plan is build a template in paper first, like that. Once I've built it in paper, I'm going to build it in cardboard. The reason for going to the cardboard is paper folds a bit more easily than cardboard does, and so I won't necessarily get where I need to cut it. And so if I do it in cardboard, I should get a better idea. And obviously I've forgotten to do this bit here, so I need to have a look at the other side, because that bit, see, I ought to be able to open the door, and I need to work out what to do there as well. So I'm going to first of all start by making a cutout in paper, a template. Having done it in paper, I'm going to make one in cardboard. And from the cardboard I'll then use that to trace onto the metal, and I'll then cut around. I'll then draw a line around the metal and cut around, and that way it should fit. That's the hope anyway. So I think we might look at that tomorrow, because I don't think I can do anything down below now until that comes back. So good progress. I'm making progress, that's the thing. Alright, talk soon. So today I've basically worked on this corner here. It's hard, so it's smooth in places in terms of the grinding. This obviously is a bit lower, but that'll get built up. But the problem I'm having in trying to grind this and flatten it out is that in grinding it, I'm actually managing to then catch other bits of metal. So take this back off. You can see as I try grounding, I end up getting this if I'm trying to ground this, and actually I've caught it here, so it's causing me all kinds of problems. So I'm going to try to flatten it a bit more, but I'll mostly sort that with a bit of filler. I've not quite gone in far enough here, this is the first time I've checked it, so I think I might just in here put a bit of weld in there to make sure that that gap is covered, because you saw when I put the panel up, it's the first time I've done it, it's not quite over far enough. But again, I'm not too unhappy with that. Remember, this is the first time I'm doing it, and I think we can sort that out with a bit of filler to make it overall look finished. So that's it for this weekend. It's Friday, no it's not Friday, it's Thursday, oh gosh, it's Sunday the 23rd of August 2020. So we're going to stop, we'll load this video up, and next week we'll start working on some more stuff. But what I'd like to try to do, depending on when it turns up, is finish off the castle rail and do this door, because I'm going to try to put the door back on. No, not the door, this one. So when I put the wing on, oh well, never mind. Without putting the wing on, we can see here we've got some damage here, and I think that must, I'm not quite sure, I'm going to have to look at that. And then we got some damage down at the bottom here, where it needs to connect up. So down here there. So those are the two bits that I'm looking to work on next week. And